Irish men and Irish women.
Walsh, Dublin-based artist, fantasy, Irish fantasy, folklore tales, and I paint portraits. I love perspective drawing, painting, all shapes and forms. I love Ireland and everything to do with Ireland. Exhibition here, there's the 16 executed leaders from 1916. There's 3 fairly iconic women who were involved, greatly involved as everyone knows the women were. I started off this exhibition and the first painting would have been Michael Collins. From there I painted the 7 signatories: Padraig Pearse, Tom Clark, James Conley, Amy Kent, Tomas McDonough, Sean McDermott, Joseph Mary Plunkett. They were the next 7 in the edition, and then from there I felt I just had to do the rest of them. Following that we had Con Colbert, Sean Houston, Ned Daly, all very young men at the time. There was Roger Casement, who wasn't executed in Dublin but in Pentonville prison where he was hung for high treason the August after the Rising. Thomas Kent, also executed in Cork after a raid on his house. He never made it up to the Rising after MacNeil's countermand. They raided his house and executed him down in Cork. There was Michael Mallon. He was up in Stephen's Green. Unfortunately, the worst garrison out of them all. Couldn't be protected. He was executed. John McBride. He was executed on the 5th, which is yesterday, 101 years ago. He was in the Boer War. He just happened upon the Rising as well. Michael O'Hanlon. That was the 16 executed men. And then I felt I had to do something about the women. Play a vital part. Countess Margaret, who with Bulmer Hobson, she set up Nafina, and everybody knows she's fairly iconic in the things she done, especially where she kissed a revolver as she handed over the garrison of Stephen's Green. Elizabeth O'Farrell, a nurse, she was the one who was airbrushed basically out of history. She stood beside Pearse as he was handing over the surrender notice. And all you can see is her feet, and in some photographs you can't even see that. What a woman. And then there's Winifred Carney. She was James Conley's secretary. They met up in the north where they fought for women's rights. When she came down to Dublin, she never left the side. As soon as Conley got injured, she was right beside him the whole way. She wouldn't leave, even after a direct order from Pearse. She refused to leave his side. Just landscapes. There is the Halfpenny Bridge, where the Bachelor's Walk massacre happened. That was in 1914 after the gun running, and that's why I painted that. It was just there where the Scottish Royal Guards executed a few civilians. A charcoal drawing of basically the lads heading off on Easter Monday morning, heading up to GPO. We got Padraig Pearse, James Conley, Joseph Mary Plunkett, who was only released out of hospital. It was a bad way. He literally had to be carried up the road to take part. He was carried by Michael Collins. He was only a young lad, fairly young man now. Him and Joe Good basically carried the man up to do his part for the rebellion. Is Molly Childers and Mary Spring Rice. This is in 1914 in the Hope Gun Run. There's fodder gas most people would have seen. Bringing in a few Moser rifles that were used in the rebellion in 1916. There is the O'Reilly, my own personal favourite out of the whole thing. He wasn't executed, he was killed in combat. The only leader to be killed in combat. He was killed in Moorlane. He was just the personality of the whole thing. He was a rich man, he didn't need to be involved in it really. He arrived to the rebellion in a car, which is not a fact, but I think the car is now sitting underneath Hill 16. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's true. And then there's Michael Collins, who was part of the treaty, the Civil War, and he got Irish freedom. I know he left 6 counties behind, and there is various debate on that, but whether Dev sold them out or not, I believe Dev did. There is the one directly behind you. This is Bloody Sunday from Croke Park, and this is, again, in perspective, this would be Michael Hogan getting executed by a black and tan. Anybody knows the story, they come in to Croke Park. And then these are just some fantasy ones. That's Cú Chulainn. The blood in the Cú Chulainn, no Irish fairy story. The wolf will signify the battle spasm that goes along with him. The 2 swans is something he had to just kill. It's just all part of the story of when he was a young boy becoming the hero that we all know from folklore. And that's just the blooding of Cú Chulainn. There it is. This is Mother Erin. This is kind of to signify the divide between North and South of Ireland. The trouble up the north and supposedly peace down the south. It's in the perspective that I love to do. It all follows up to the middle point.
What does she represent?
Mother Erin, really.
Symbol of Mother Ireland.
Just Ireland, yeah. Just
And
the
the
way
right position in the painting.
she has. No, it all. The whole thing is in one perspective, which leads up to this point to signify peace. The statue in Glasnevin of Mother Erin is just to signify that. It's just
Not necessarily political, unifying.
this. No, it's just the void that's in Ireland.
And it's mythological
It's
interpretation.
definitely, well, it is, yeah. You get things advanced, the stories, the folklore stories. So, and then this is gone fishing. It's another perspective drawing done on a black canvas. It's connected to another Irish story. I have another paint, the Merrill's Irish version of Mermaid, only than alcoholics.
The unifying theme between the portraiture of the rebel leaders and the mythological paintings.
No, the only thing that connects them all is Irish. Everything I do, everything I love is Ireland. I love being Irish, I love being from Ireland, I love being in Dub, I love painting, I can't stop. Liberty Hall, which used to stand beside it, would have been where there was the hub of everything. It's just there, Liberty Hall there, now stands in the footprint there. It was the HMS Helga came down and absolutely obliterated Liberty Hall because they knew everything was planned there. So the proclamation was printed in the basement the day before the rising.